Yo, what is up right now, gamers? We are watching qsns X laptops right now live for DPL. This is for Gen 6 doubles overused qsns and laptops, two very top of the line XY players. Well, this is DPL, right? They're all top of the line, but regardless, you guys know what I mean. This should be an interesting matchup. Let's just say we have Megaments right now versus Charizard. Why? We know which one of these two, right? Of these two Megas should be favored in the head-to-head. Mega Salamence, resistant to fire, and also has much more speed than Mega Charizard. Why? However, Laptops does some interesting picks here that should prove to be annoying for qsns, and for example, the HOOPA Unbound on laptops side rather should be very annoying for qsns to deal with. No dark resists in sight. However, they qsns does have Intimidate for Intimidate for dealing with the HOOPA Unbound's physical hyperspace fury. However, that counterplay is only live while Salamence is still not mega evolved yet. This lead right now, Mens plus Mew on Raichu versus and Raichu plus Landorus T. Laptops right now has a much faster fake out with Raichu over Mew, 110 versus 100 base speed. So Laptop should have the fake out initiative in this matchup. Fake out onto Mew and Rocks is most likely going to happen on Laptop's side. QSNS meanwhile just opting to Mega Evolve, get it out of the way, take advantage of the speed as soon as possible. Landorus T taking 41 from that Hyper Voice. I am pretty sure that is not Assault Vest damage, and of course, well, it just revealed that it is indeed Stealth Rock as it laid down the rocks onto the field onto QSNS's side. Now QSNS dealing with this rocks with Volcanion and Genesect on their team. That is going to be very annoying. Aegislash switch onto the Mew in order to immediately deal with it. Is this Mew Snarl? If this Mew is indeed Snarl, it might be annoying for this Aegislash, especially since Snarl does go through Substitute. Regardless though, Shadow Ball should still do a hefty amount onto this Mew. Knock off onto the Mew takes away the Rocky Helmet. What does this Mew do? Mew indeed does go for Snarl, -1 onto the Aegislash. Aegislash also did not reveal lefties earlier. Might be an offensive variant. Might indeed be an offensive variant considering 61 true -1 is pretty. It's a lot more than what you would expect from the Spadef variant of Aegislash, I believe. We can check that calc right now. Wrong side. But oopsie. This is this blade form? Yeah, I wish it should be on blade form. Yeah, that's pretty much the offensive variant versus 252 HP Mew. Conkeldurr gets sent onto the field. Salamence paralyzed means that it should be slower than this Conkeldurr, who will be doing an Ice Punch right now onto this Mens in order to take away the threat. Speechless the Raichu meanwhile should just be knocking off the Mew in order to unpin the Conkeldurr. What will QSNS right now do? Let's just check if Ice Punch actually does kill the Salamence. It actually might not kill, depending on how strong this Conkeldurr actually is. And knowing AV Conkeldurrs in this meta, they are not really often full Adamant. They're all mostly just Adamant 0, Adamant 16, maybe Adamant half, but never Adamant 252. Ice Punch onto the Aegislash right now. That Aegislash takes nothing. However, Aegislash also reveals that it is not leftovers. It could be Weak Paul, it could be Safety Goggles, it could be either of those two moves. It could even be Life Orb, depending on what QSNS wants to run. It could easily be Life Orb here. It could even be Life Orb Head Smash. Though that's the crazy set. Really, that's not really as realistic as I imply it to be. Genesect comes onto the field right now, slower than Raichu, of course, so it has to E-Speed in order to not get nuzzled. And not getting nuzzled is, I suppose, well, it's not necessarily important because E-Speed does. Genesect is only relying on E-Speed in this matchup in order to deal with the Zard Y, and yeah, in order to deal with the Zard Y. However, getting Para does mean that it can't U-turn or Iron Head onto the HOOPA Unbound anymore without fear of getting pinned by it. Instead, Speechless the Raichu opts to knock off the Genesect CB, taking a lot of its teeth away, a lot of its power away. And Genesect also now goes to 1. QSNS opting to Shadow Ball the Conkeldurr, fair enough. It's considering it's a big threat in this matchup, I suppose. What is this HOOPA Unbound set? Well, actually, I know what this HOOPA Unbound set is. I tested with this, but I'm just keeping the suspense, you know. Anyways, Aegis/, QSNS does have the advantageous position on the field right now, considering E-Speed and Shadow Ball both kill the respective targets of Raichu and Conkeldurr. However, Laptops does have strong, immediate retaliatory switch-ins, right, with Zard and HOOPA Unbound. Especially with the rocks not being up anymore, E-Speed, I think, should then fail to kill right now, even at +1, yeah. Actually, this is max HP. Let me get rid of the HP real. Actually, the E-Speed does still have a chance to kill, right? So it actually is still kind of scary for but what the hell happened there? Why didn't QSNS E-Speed? Well, whatever. Fair enough, I guess. Like, that's what they wanted to do. Maybe wanting Landorus Eye to come onto the field. Oh, right. Conk mocked. Okay, that's fair enough. I missed that particular exchange there. Forgive me, it's 9:30 a.m. Now Zard Y plus HOOPA Unbound now onto the field. I don't think Laptops has an immediate way to kill this Salamence. They'd have to... Actually, I don't know, like Heat Wave plus Hyperspace Fury onto the Benz actually will kill. And HOOPA Unbound doesn't necessarily need to deal with this Aegis/, right away, considering that Zard Y should handily dispose of it. Wide Guard from Aegis/ may guarantee that this man lives, but no, Laptops opts to instead just Ice Punched onto the Aegis/. HOOPA Unbound also revealing that is faster than the Zard Y. This HOOPA Unbound now pinning this Landorus Eye and putting it in a precarious spot, let's just say, considering it can't actually attack. If it doesn't click Protect, it basically gets removed by this Ice Punch. The Sun, meanwhile, means that Steam Eruption will do very little to this Divinity, the HOOPA Unbound. It basically has to burn, and I'm pretty sure that doesn't even do enough. Like, let's check how much this does while burned. Is there... I don't know how to put burn onto Calcdex. I might be ass. By the way, oh, here it is. Burned with Ice Punch onto the Landorus Eye. Actually, burning the HOOPA Unbound might save QSNS, and this HOOPA Unbound is locked to Ice Punch, considering it's a choice Scarfer, right? So it poses no threat onto this Volcanion, which is interesting. I think Laptops does have it in the bag, considering it's a 2v1 with Pokemon pinning the Landorus Eye right now. But if QSNS gets the Steam Eruption burn onto the HOOPA Unbound right now, it might get a little spicy, especially if this Landorus Eye is Rock Slide. And since Rock Slide is physical, right, it should do a significant amount to the HOOPA Unbound. However, QSNS opts to Heat Wave instead. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Fuck off. No. No. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Oh, hell no. But it is what it is, I guess. It's Pokemon for you. This shit happens. That's an unfortunate way for things to go for Laptops. Such an unfortunate sequence of events for Laptops, but what can you do? Well played to QSNS for taking their outs, and that has been the result of this particular matchup for the DPL QSNS versus Laptops. QSNS triumphing in the end, with the double protects, preventing the HOOPA Unbound from actually taking out the Landorus Eye, and Laptops then handily dealing with the Volcanion through a 3v1. So that's pretty much it for this game. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.